In 2024, California collector Sean Morris paid 6 figures for a 1999 R34 Skyline GTR that originally cost around $45,000 in Japan. This is the car America waited 25 years to legally drive, and the wait made it legendary. The 1999 models became eligible under the 25-year import rule in 2024, unlocking a market that had been sealed off since the car's final production year, with prices now climbing past $1 million at auction. While Sean Morris watched R34 prices climb through the 2000s, the engineering team at Nissan was finishing what would become the most advanced GTR ever built. Chief engineer Kazutoshi Mizuno's original vision had been radical, a front mid-engine layout with a custom V6 that would have fundamentally reimagined the GTR. But Japan's lost decade had drained Nissan's coffers. The proposal was scrapped. Instead, Mizuno's team did something harder. They perfected what they had. The RB26 DETT inline 6 had powered the R32 and R33. For the R34, Mizuno's engineers didn't recycle it, they elevated it. Twin ball-bearing ceramic turbos, individual throttle bodies, a 6-speed manual instead of the R33's 5-speed, from 2,568 cubic centimeters and an 8.5:1 compression ratio, Nissan advertised 276 horsepower and 289 pound-feet of torque. The numbers were conservative by design. In 1989, Japanese automakers had agreed to a gentleman's agreement capping output at 276 horsepower for safety reasons. Nissan complied on paper. The RB26 DETT actually produced closer to 316 brake horsepower, a gap that American enthusiasts watching through Gran Turismo and Fast and Furious had no way of knowing. But the real breakthrough wasn't the engine, it was how that power reached the ground. The R34's Atesa ETS Pro all-wheel drive system electronically adjusted torque split between front and rear wheels in milliseconds, faster than any driver could react. Paired with Super High-Gas 4-wheel steering and electrical feedback control, the R34 became a computer on wheels, a machine that could think. While Ford's Mustang Cobra produced 320 horsepower and Chevrolet's Corvette managed 345, the R34 delivered roughly 330 horsepower with a nervous system American cars simply didn't possess. The Atesa system redistributed power between wheels in real time. Super High-Gas turned the rear wheels to help the car corner like it was on rails. This wasn't just speed, it was intelligence. American regulators saw the specifications and closed the door. The R34 didn't meet federal motor vehicle safety standards under the Imported Vehicle Safety Compliance Act of 1988. Any car sold in the United States had to pass NHTSA certification, a process that required crash testing, left-hand drive conversion, and compliance documentation. For Nissan, the math was brutal. Crash testing alone would cost over $500,000. A car selling a few thousand units annually in America couldn't justify that expense. Nissan chose profits over American dreams, and the R34 became illegal. But the ban created something more valuable than sales revenue. It created mystique. In the late 1990s, a California importer named Motorex, founded by Hiroaki Nanahoshi in Gardena, began federalizing R34s through loopholes and Japanese dealer connections. For a moment, the pathway existed. Then Motorex collapsed in scandal, the loophole sealed shut, and a generation of American enthusiasts faced an insurmountable barrier: the 25-year import rule. Every R34 that rolled off Nissan's line between 1999 and 2002 carried an invisible timestamp. A 1999 model would become legal in January 2024, a 2000 model in 2025. The countdown had begun the moment the last R34 left the factory. Kazutoshi Mizuno had engineered the most advanced GTR ever built, packed with technology American cars wouldn't match for years. The ban didn't kill the R34, it turned it into forbidden fruit that grew more valuable with every passing year. Given everything Mizuno's team packed into the R34, those ceramic turbos, the Atesa system, Super High-Gas steering, do you think the 25-year wait actually made it more legendary than it would have been with normal US sales? Drop your answer in the comments below. Because while American enthusiasts were locked out, something else was building the R34's reputation. January 1st, 2024 marked the moment when the earliest 1999 R34 models became eligible for legal US import under the 25-year rule. The full-fat B&R 34 GTRs only started rolling off production lines in January 1999, which means the 25-year rule operates on individual manufacture dates, not model years. A car built in March 1999 had to wait until March 2024. The trickle became a flood as each month brought more eligible examples onto the market. The price surge was immediate and brutal. R34 GTRs now typically sell for $100,000 to $300,000, with rare examples reaching much higher, a number that would have seemed impossible when these cars originally sold for around $45,000 in Japan. Recent sales have shown significant variation, with examples selling from around $70,000 to over $200,000 depending on condition, representing the absolute floor of a market that had lost all connection to rational pricing. Sean Morris finally got his R34 in late 2024, but the six-figure price tag was just the beginning. For a well-maintained standard model, buyers should expect to pay around $100,000 or more. The V-Spec models commanded even steeper premiums. A 2002 model year V-Spec 2 sold in the UK for £166,500 in February 2024, while a 2001 V-Spec 2 sold for £109,500 in January 2026. But those numbers pale next to the auction records. A V-Spec 2 Noor sold for $549,000, representing a 73% increase from its 2018 sale price of $316,500. The most extreme example came when an R34 Nissan Skyline GTR, driven by Paul Walker in 2009's Fast and Furious, sold for a staggering $1.357 million at a Bonhams auction. The irony wasn't lost on anyone paying attention. Nissan had refused to federalize the R34 because the economics didn't work. Crash testing and compliance would have cost over $500,000 for a car selling maybe a few thousand units annually in America. The ban was supposed to protect profits. Instead, it created a market where individual R34s now sell for more than Nissan's entire federalization budget would have cost. Kazutoshi Mizuno's engineering masterpiece had become something he never intended, a $1 million artifact. The Atessa ETS Pro system that redistributed power in milliseconds, the Super Heika steering that made the car corner like it was on rails, the ceramic turbos that pushed the RB26 DETT beyond its advertised 276 horsepower, all of it now commanded prices that would buy a McLaren or Ferrari. Rare R34 GTRs are expected to fetch more than $3 million at auction, with one V-Spec 2 Noor finished in JWO Millennium Jade, a rare color with only 156 known examples ever produced, featuring an N1 specification engine that delivers 325 horsepower from the factory. These aren't just cars anymore, they're investment-grade collectibles that appreciate faster than real estate. The 25-year wait had accomplished something no marketing campaign ever could. It turned the R34 from a sports car into a legend, from transportation into treasure. Sean Morris got his dream car, but at a price that proved the American ban didn't kill the R34's prospects, it made them priceless. Subscribe now and watch this next video about America's most wanted JDM legends.